Hi there. So my name's Thomas Swalla, and for the past 24 months, I've been the CEO of our business, Student Brands. I see a few familiar faces, but for those of you that don't know, Student Brands owns several digital properties. We're profitable and self-funded, all around the vision of helping students overcome challenges that they're having in school. And given kind of the short time frame, I thought I'd start actually with the quick, maybe yes, maybe no. There we go. With a quick snapshot of the business, just to give you some scale and sense of size. So we have 25 million active unique users. That's across all of our properties. We currently have 100,000, close to 100,000 active paying subscribers. So we are a subscription business. Students pay to subscribe to access to our content. You can see a majority of our revenue comes from subscriptions. And we have 50 employees, half of which are located in our Los Angeles office, and the other half are located in an office that we set up about 18 months ago in Bangalore, India. You can get a little bit of sense for the revenue growth of the business from $16 million last year on to $23 million next year. And hopefully this gives you a good sense of the scale and the margin profile of the business. It's a very profitable business, not a lot of CapEx into the business. And I think it's worth noting, we have properties both domestically and internationally. 65 to 70% of our revenue comes from the US business, and the others come from mainly, I saw the guys from Quero, mainly from Latin America and Brazil. So the main problem that we solve is around student writing and the student writing process, and this is what we use internally to define the student writing process. We focus on the top three buckets: figuring out your topic and getting started, doing research, and then figuring out your outline and your structure of your business. We do not focus on the bottom half, but you can see that this is the writing process that students go through today. At the end is writing, revising, and citing. There are other folks, I think Darshan's here, he's from Imagine Easy, so they specialize in citation. There are other folks that do a really good job at the end, and we look to continue to expand through kind of this whole trend during the writing process. And I put a picture of this woman up here because when we talk to our students, the amount of negative emotions that they feel when they sit down in front of their paper or to start their paper or their assignment, it's tremendous. They have massive anxiety. I was a decent student at the University of Iowa. I know somebody else spoke that was from Iowa. And I remember these feelings, and just getting started was a challenge. I have a quote here from Mark Twain that says, "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." And I think probably, I don't know if the majority of folks in this room have ever had this issue or not, but people talk a lot about writer's block. They trivialize it. They laugh a little bit about it. Our students say it's the number one problem they have when they're given a writing assignment. They know that at a certain point, their hands are going to meet that keyboard, and they're not sure what they're going to do, although today, actually, people are doing writing assignments on their mobile phones. So I'm 39 years old. I remember Doogie Howser. I don't know if anybody here does as well. 1989, here's a screenshot that I took from the beginning of his show. Good student, didn't know what to write next, stuck. And I juxtapose that against today, which is a Google Doc. And I think the point here is, while the environments have certainly changed, there are these core problems that people have that are not changing. And if we look ahead another 28 years, it's going to be a different environment, but they're going to have a similar problem. And even when they get over getting started, there's so many different types of writing assignments that most students, they're not sure how to begin. They're not sure the structure. They're not sure how many arguments they need. 70% of students say they lack writing proficiency. In our content database, these are some examples: essays, narrative essays, cause and effect, SWOT analysis, nursing reports. What you see is you see not only a broad range of the education journey from elementary school to higher ed and postgraduate, but you see a very broad, diverse set of courses, of classes, and I think that's really what goes to the market size, which is around $3 billion that gets spent on remedial writing instruction today in the US alone. And none of this would be possible without an internally developed piece of software that we call the Content Brain. And the Content Brain does exactly what you would think it does. It looks at all the content and decides quality, the type, the originality of the content. It does semantic analysis. It figures out basically at the highest level, what do we show the students, where do we show it to the students, and how do we show it to the students. And you can see in the future, we need to get much better around being predictive. We have tons of data, tons of engagement, and tons of revenue analysis around where the problems exist the most and in real time. And the content brain needs to push forward into the future about being predictive around those demand curves in our business. So I've talked a little bit about some of the issues the students have. We went ahead and edited a video together, which I think does a very good job of them saying it through their own mouths.
Hi, my name is Tina, and I was a study abroad student, graduated with my bachelor degree 5 years ago. Recently, I decided to go back to school to pursue my MBA program, emphasizing marketing. Writing has always been my weakness.
My name is John Good. I'm a senior communications student at the DePaul University.
Hello, I'm Bogdan, and I'm a theatrology MA student.
Hi, my name is Ebony Jania Wilson. I'm 23 years old. I am a fourth year student at UCLA.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris Lewis. I recently went back to school to finish my degree, and I think one of the biggest challenges for me going back to school and learning how to write all over again was just trying to come up with concepts on to write about.
Just getting started.
Essays gave me a jump start on how I want to start my papers.
When I look at those essays, I read them through and, get creative ideas from there.
I find inspiration, find talking points.
My intros kind of hook people more, professors like it.
I struggle with how to organize and structure my ideas and thoughts.
One of the main things I needed help with was forming my paper and the structure, and use it as a guide to provide a structure to my essay.
They've really helped me organize my thoughts, and they've served as an example as a great essay.
That a lot of people around the world are using some of the same techniques I'm using, and it helps to know that I'm not alone in the process. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I am grateful to the company for getting me through the rough paper.
It was really helpful. Thank you.
I really recommend this website.
And I believe that it will help a lot of students out there like me. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have.